Hi guys, it's me, Victoria. So today I want to make a video about social anxiety because I have recently joined a lot of Facebook groups for social anxiety, and I relate to so many of the posts in it, but at the same time I am so disturbed by so many of the posts, like it's making me cry just thinking about it. Because every day in these groups, people are posting, like, I have no friends, I'm too afraid to make phone calls, I'm too afraid to apply for a job, and I feel like I want to die. Like, literally 10 people are saying they want to commit suicide in the groups every single day, all because of problems related to shyness, which I totally get, and I know that there is a spectrum. Like, people could have severe social anxiety where they're basically like debilitated and can't even like speak in front of people. And I think I had like moderate social anxiety, but it still allows me to relate to everything they're saying. Like, I also have a problem being myself with other people, even though, on the surface it might seem like I don't. Like, deep down, I have so many anxieties about like connecting with other people, making friends. It's always been very hard for me. I've definitely been afraid of talking on the phone to people, applying for a job, all this kind of stuff. But at the same time, I feel that I have worked really, really hard. In fact, like, one of my main hobbies throughout my life has just been reading self-help books, going to self-help programs, mostly that people, twice my age were going to. I was a lot of times the youngest one there. People are like, why are you here? You're just like a young person, like just starting your life, and we are, women with kids, and we're divorced, and we're retired, and we have all this free time on my hands. Like, why is this your hobby? But I have been very motivated to overcome my depression, my anxiety, and all my problems, and now I can safely say that, I've learned a lot, and I feel really strongly that I want to share this with you guys, because every time someone posts in these groups, and they're just like, I'm so depressed, like, I want to die, like, what do I do? And I'm just like, oh my god, like, I felt the same way at one point, but then I just read this book, and it cured me. So I feel that it is my duty, like my ethical duty, to share what I have learned with people, so that if one of them takes my advice, maybe maybe their life could change like mine changed. So, yeah, let me just start at the beginning. So, if you have depression, which I did, I was severely depressed. I was seeing therapists, they tried to send me to psychiatrists. I didn't want to take drugs, which I, respect myself for, because I had this desire to cure it naturally. But if you're not motivated to get over your problems, then take drugs, But I really was, and I read multiple books. I tried multiple like natural remedies. The one thing that really helped me, and I'm talking about like like um you know a tangible fix, like when you take Advil and your headache's gone. Like, that's how much of an effect the thing I'm going to say had on me. It is reading this book, Feeling Good by David Burns. It was like one of my first obsessions, the main obsession of like my early 20s. All his books are amazing, and reading his books, reading Feeling Good, which is his most famous one, completely like shifted my brain to become more positive, because he makes so many good points. He really does. Like, about, ways that you're not really thinking straight about life. Like, when you're depressed, you're convinced everything is hopeless. And he gives such an amazing explanation of why it's not. It's so rational and logical that you can't help but just be like convinced, and you're like, huh, well, I actually never thought of that before, and that's a really good point. So maybe I have to like reevaluate my pessimistic thinking. And he does that for just so many areas where people with depression struggle, that you're just like, by the time you put down the book, you're like, um wait a second. Like, I really feel like I can get better. Like, I really feel like if I just put in some elbow grease, like, I can, like, my life doesn't have to be hopeless. I don't have to give up. Like, I can keep trying. So, my recommendation to you, anyone who is depressed, is read the book Feeling Good by David Burns. I have read so many books on like positive psychology and just like self-help and empowerment. It is the best. Like, it is literally the best, and it is the most effective. And I'm not the only one who says it has cured them of depression. I've looked, and there are people saying the same thing out there. They even did a study, and like 98% of people in the study were cured by the book. Like, just try it. I mean, it's really cheap. You could probably get it for like 99 cents on Amazon. Read it. And then read everything else he wrote, because it's all amazing. Okay, on to the next thing, which is another thing I think is really important, which is finding your true passions and your true interests in life. Like, you don't want to be this person who just works this job you hate your whole life, and you never find out what truly makes you come alive and makes you happy and lit up, and what you were like born to do. What kind of person are you? I mean, are you a creative person, and are you working at like a supermarket? Okay, no, like, if you do some sort of creative thing, you are gonna feel like everything's on track, okay? But like, my problem was I didn't know who I was, and I feel probably for most people you really have to put in a lot of, again, elbow grease to discover your true passions in life. Like, what are they? What are your interests? Who are you? What are your gifts? What are your talents? Like, you're probably just like, I have no idea. Or maybe you do have an idea, but for me, I was just like, I can't think of anything. Like, I don't know. Because that was how I felt like in school and after I graduated, because I had just been funneled through this education system that I didn't want to be in, I didn't care about. It was somebody else's desire for me. It was not my own desire. So you need to figure it out. And here's how I did it. Okay? This is my the tip I still use to this day. It is from a book I read called Living Alone and Loving It by Barbara Feldon. Also one of my favorite books ever. And this is what she said. She was basically saying, yeah, if you're all lonely and depressed, here's what you gotta do. You gotta find your interests, and you gotta find your friends. And here's how you find your interests. Make a list on your phone, which is what I did. I still have the list on my phone, of everything that makes you feel like one with the universe. Like, she had some really poetic way of describing it. Just everything that makes you feel like, when you're doing it, like happy and fulfilled in the moment. Like, you know, it's like you could do that and be happy. Like, you're not doing it for any other purpose, just in like the enjoyment, the pure enjoyment in the moment of that thing. And just, if you don't know what that is, just guess. Like, take a guess and make a list. Okay, so I had things on there like singing, dancing, I think I had, well, I know I took a DJ class, but I don't know if that was originally on the list, like musical things. Anyway, so I wrote this list. Oh yeah, I had like, I should really look at the list, but there's like art classes and stuff like that on it. Then she says, take a post-it note and write, just do it. Post that on your bathroom mirror and go down the list. And every time you think, oh no, I'm not going to try that, look at that note and it says, just do it. Like, just trial and error. Like, just do it. Just take a singing lesson. take a dance class. And that's what I started doing, and things started getting better. I started like honing in on what I really like to do. And I'm still doing that to this day. Like, I'm in Las Vegas, and I was like, you know what? I've always really wanted to take a songwriting class. So I saw this guy on Craigslist. I was just looking through Craigslist lessons, and he said he was teaching songwriting, and he was like a producer and everything. I was like, I'm just gonna do that. And it was like $20. I'm like, I have no idea who this guy is. It turned out to be amazing, and I feel like I've just found a new passion in life, and it, like, this whole world has opened up. And I still do that. I still make a list of everything I want to try, and I force myself to try them all, because you never know. You might hit on something, and it's just like, boom, like my world is shook. It's like falling in love. It's like you never expect it until it happens, and you're just like, what? How did that happen? Like, I never expected to fall in love with dance. For me, like, I fell in love with pole dance. I'm like, what? That was not even on my radar. But, just by going through the list, and dance was on my list, and then one thing led to the next. I was taking this dance class, I was taking that dance class, and finally I took a pole dance class, and I'm like, boom, I'm in love. And my whole world changed, and now I just feel like I can't even describe how much pole dance and the art of dance has taught me in life. It just makes my life worth living. Like, it's just fascinating. It's just an entry into like why life is worth living. So you got to find your interests. So if you haven't found your interests, find your interests and read that book too. It's really, really good. Living Alone and Loving It. I'll put them all in the description down below. Okay, next thing, sorry, I'm getting so worked up about this, but I gotta talk fast because I don't want this to be like 20 minutes and no one will watch it. Next thing I hear people talking about in the social anxiety group is like, I'm ugly. That is why I am socially anxious, and that is why no one likes me and I have no friends. No, that is not why. But I used to feel the same way. I used to feel I was not hot. That the reason why no one liked me was because I was fat. That's the reason why all guys rejected me. That's the reason why I wasn't like as good as other women. The reason I didn't have many friends at school and I wasn't like super popular was because I was not pretty enough. And I look basically the same as I did then, but now I feel like I am beautiful, okay? Like, I just don't have a negative self-image like that anymore. And even when people try to tell me, which they do a lot, like, oh, you're not skinny or something, or I don't like the way you look, it doesn't affect me because I just don't see myself that way anymore. I see myself as like a beautiful human being, no matter really like what minor fluctuations in my appearance like or weight happen. So you got to get like a good self-image and body image. And the way I did this, I mentioned it before, is pole dance. Specifically S Factor studios. There's unfortunately only them in LA, Austin, Houston, and New York City. But you can kind of get the same effects from pole dancing. But if you have an S Factor, go to that. Everyone who goes to S Factor, it changes their life completely. It has taught me so much about body image, self-image. It made me feel beautiful for the first time in my life. Pole dance and exploring your sexuality through pole dance will make you feel beautiful. Not for other people, definitely not because you feel attractive to men. You will just start getting a ripple of understanding that you're this beautiful being. It's like this feeling inside just kind of bubbles up and you're like, oh my god, like I'm just so, what an amazing like creature I am. And you will never worry about like what other people think of you again because you'll be so confident that whatever they say can't touch the depth of understanding you have about the beauty of your soul and your body. So that's my third tip. Next thing other people talk about is having the courage to go for your dreams. Another really sad thing to say in the group is like, I do not have the courage to go for my dreams. Like, how can I ever overcome this? Like, my life is hopeless. I'm gonna say one thing: rejection therapy. Look up Jang's YouTube channel, 100 Days of Rejection. Read his book. You can like my page about it on Facebook. Link it all down below. Basically, the idea is doing mini challenges. Like, if you're a shy person, it's like you're weak, okay? You're not strong. And you can't just expect, like, if you're a weak person, you can't just expect to go into the gym and lift like a 300-pound weight. You have to work up to that. You have to build the strength. And the same thing with shy people and getting rejected and going for your dreams. You're not strong enough. Like, you have to build the strength by working out. And this is what I just wish I could, like, tell to the people in the social anxiety group is, like, you got to keep working at it. You got to keep practicing. But I can't judge them because they don't know how. But this rejection therapy thing really works. You challenge yourself to do mini exposure practice exercises where you ask people like this crazy question and they reject you, and you have to kind of endure that, and little by little you build your strength to the point where you're just like, fuck it, I don't care, I'm gonna go into this strip club and stand in front of them basically naked and let them say, you know, your body sucks and you can't work here or whatever, and that's okay. It doesn't matter. Like, that's the point that I got to, because I wanted, through my pole dancing, I wanted to work in a strip club, and to be a stripper, you have to, like, face the ultimate rejection. And I did, and I could never have done that without rejection therapy. And, it can get you to do anything. I mean, it will completely change your mindset to the point where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna call up Warren Buffett and ask to talk to him on the phone. Like, you could do anything. You just got to practice and work out in the gym. Then finally, making friends. This is something I still kind of struggle with. I think I'm getting a lot better. Like, I've recently been reaching out to people more, asking people to, like, hang out with me. I'm still socially anxious about this, but I have one great tip for you, which is to start a meetup club based around one of your interests. I started a meetup club for rejection therapy, which I think is a great idea if you're shy. And this worked so much better than any of the other things people told me about how to make friends. Because people told me, like, join a club. Well, it's like you join the club and, like, you see a person there one time, they're gone, you never talk to them again, or even, like, you're going for years and, like, you still haven't really made friends with people. But when you start your own club, it's completely different because people are all, like, looking to you, and those are the people who are going to come. It's just, it works so much better because you're going to, like, have a weekly meeting. You're going to be there every week. Certain people are going to come back every week. You're going to feel like this close connection with them. One, because you're sharing an interest with them. Two, because they're basically making an effort to see you by coming to your meeting. And you will just feel, like, so touched and grateful for, you know, their friendship that you will more easily be able to become friends. And here's another tip recently, which has really helped me become friends with people. Make it a rule to always respond to every message, because I've been really guilty in the past of just being like, I don't know what to say, I'm not going to respond. That kills friendships. Even if it seems awkward to, like, always be the last, to have the last word and always, like, respond again, that helps so much, and that will help you connect with people. So, my final thing I just wanted to say is never give up. Never stop learning new things to help you get better social skills, help you make friends better. Never stop improving. Never feel life is hopeless. You can always work harder and learn something new and improve. And finally, I want to say that social anxiety is a gift for people with social anxiety because it gives us room for growth. And some of the most beautiful experiences of my life have been conquering my fear, and it's an incredible journey. And recovering from depression, recovering from anxiety, it's like elation, excitement, thrill. And you can have that too. If you only don't give up, don't think it's hopeless. It's not. And take my tips. I hope they help. If you guys have any other tips which are really effective, please comment down below. And I'm sorry I was like all crazy eyes, but I just feel this is really important information. So even though I'm kind of thinking this is crazy video, I'm going to post it because I feel that this could help someone. And it's my duty to just put it out there, no matter how crazy I seem, because the info is good and I stand by it 100%. So comment down below. I'd love to hear from you, and thanks for watching.